Hi guys. So what about solving square roots through division method? So most of you find this tough, but I would say this is as easy as making an instant noodle. You will soon agree as you will start working like a pro with me, okay? As I will show you the trick behind these kind of a sum. All right guys. So grab your pen and paper and let's start. So far, you have done square roots through prime factorization method, alright? Now, I'm starting with a small one, okay? So that you are able to figure out this easily, alright? Then we can increase the level of difficulty by and by, alright guys? So, since this is a 3 digit one, so it will be definitely very simple, but this is going to teach you the methods that you have to adopt to be able to do it. So first write the sum. All right, now we know that this is a whole number because what, we put a double zero here. Okay, so now this is being written for you to understand what do I mean by a whole number, which means these are the numbers, the real numbers. So you may not necessarily write all this. Okay, this is just to show you what I'm trying to say. So you start this way, correct? From the decimal point you start to the left, then as you go along, you're choosing 2 digits at a time, correct? So here, poor 2 is sitting alone, so let's give it a partner, correct? So we have 0, 2 here. Now what? This was your first step, alright guys? So let's pull a line here and begin, correct? So we think of a square number, okay? The first thing we think of a square number, okay, which is either equal to 2 or less than 2, alright? So obviously 1 square is equal to 1 and 2 square is equal to 4. 4 is larger than 2, so we choose 1, alright? And 1 ones are 1. Done. We minus, we get 1 here. Now remember, the 2 digits are to be brought together to sit beside the remainder, correct? Remember, they are couplets. Both of them have to come down together. We group them in 2s, alright? And you drive towards the left, okay, away from the decimal point, okay? Now what next? The next strategy is that you double up this number which is written on the top. So what is double of 1 is 2, got it? And what next? You put a line over here upon which we have to deliberately keep a number, okay, such that it is either equal to 125 or less than 125. Okay, in case it is a bigger sum, you may come to a point where you will have to choose something lesser than this also. But in this case, we are happy that if we put 5 here and multiply by the same number, remember the same number, okay, 5. So 5 into 5 is 5 and 5 2s are 10 plus 2, 12. So here we have no remainder, which means this 5 goes to sit up, which means 2 to 5 is equal to 15, and thus we have found our answer. Got it? This was as simple as this. Now our next step would be to do larger ones. Okay, this was a 3-digit one. Now I'll take you to 4-digit, then 5-digit, like that. So the course of difficulty is going to increase, and I'm sure you'll be able to combat them. Okay guys, so let's do it. Next, we are out to find out the square root of 3136, and as I had told you, I am not going to repeat this process. Now you already know that 3136 are to be coupled like this. It goes, okay, in this direction. Got it? So in the first two, what we find is a 31 sitting there. All right, isn't it? So as I had told you that if 31 is here, we have to think of a square which is either equal to 31 or lesser than 31. Okay, can you think of any square which is lesser than 31 or equal to 31? Of course, it's 25, right? Because 6 into 6 is 36, which means I put over here a 5. Correct? What next? What I had told you, this, okay, step is to minus, just as we do in division. Alright guys, as simple as that. And 31 minus 25 is obviously 6. So what next? The next process is to double this up and bring this here as 10. Next would be to bring these two together. Remember, these two together, which means we have a 636 sitting over here. Remember, the twist is that if you choose a number to write here, you have to multiply with the very same number. And how are you going to be driven? The driving force will be 6 sitting over here, which will make you choose number over here. If we write over here 4, 4 into 4 is what? 16, which means it has a 6 ending. So if I do with 4, so 4 into 4 is 16 and 4. So 4, 1, 6, which is smaller than this. So we reject that number and instead write 6. Alright guys. So we multiply by 6, and these are the things, okay, you do not have to write it down, okay, or you may be punished by your class teachers. So make sure you do it all mentally. So 6 into 6 is 36. 6, 0 is 0. So 3 is the carryover and 6 ones are 6. When we minus this, we get nothing. And this 6 finds its place here, which means we found this question mark. So 3136 square root is equal to what? 5, 6. Alright guys, now we have 4-digit numbers, okay, settled with. Now we'll go to 5-digit number next. Alright, so is there any confusion? Do I need to reinforce? I'll sure do that, okay, but towards the end of it, okay, right guys? Now we have a 5-digit sum here for, okay, square root through division method. Alright, now what I feel is that I think you people are more energetic and faster than me, so try and work it out. Do not give heed to errors that you may commit, because every mistake comes with a lesson. Alright guys, so don't you worry, go ahead and then you can check on my video. Alright, you may stop this video and recheck whether you were right or not. Remember, every mathematicians are born someday, and today could be your day. Alright. So we start from simple to complex. So let this simple thing make you, okay, strong enough to deal with higher order sums. Alright guys. So for those who are still watching, so we have 10404. First thing, we take them in couples. Poor one is sitting here alone, so we provide a 0 to it. Alright guys. So this will be the first step that we have to keep in mind. And then we draw this big line. And here we have to think about the square, okay, of a number which is either equal to 1 or less than 1. So less than 1 is out of the question. So let's take 1 into 1 is 1 minus, we get a 0 here, and then we bring down these two together, 0, 4. Let's double this, okay, 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. You can multiply also, 1 into 2 is 2. Now we think of a number which we have to put so that this can either equate this or be less than this, okay. Now if I wrote 1 here, okay, so that would be 21 multiplied by 1, which is equal to 1, and this is 1 ones are 1 twos are 21. Now 21 is way higher than 4 guys. So ideally I should be putting 0 over here so that I get a lower value than 4. Alright guys, so I have a 4. Now when we minus this, we are bringing these two down, okay. Let's see what game does this play. Now here we have 10 now. Alright, so double of 10 is 20. Now again a position for the third digit. What shall we write over here so that it either equates this or be less than this, okay. Obviously, you know, it's very apparent that we have to put 2 here. 2 into 2 is 4. 2 zeros are 0 and 2 twos are 4, okay, minus, and then we have a 2 here. Alright guys, so as simple as that. Therefore square root of 10404 is equal to 102. When you multiply 102 multiplied by 102, you can check it right now, okay, it comes to this. Alright guys, so we know that this is the square root. Now I'll take you a little, okay, more ahead, and that would be 65536. Square root of this should be found out. And how would be that? Let's check it out. Okay guys, so we have 65536. Remember, we are starting from this side and this one is a loner, so let's provide a 0 to it. Alright guys, what next? The obvious thing is to draw a line so that we have a working space in a systematic order. Now next thing is we have to think about a square which must be either equal to 6 or less than 6. So to me what I feel is 1 square is 1, 2 square is 4 and 3 square is 9. So obvious thing is that 2 square is 4. When we minus, we get a 2. Let's bring down this 55, okay, here. So net total is 255. Now we have to double this, which means I have 4 now here. So if I were to put, okay, something that equates with this, so it could be say 4 5 multiplied by 5. Okay, 5 5s are, there are certain tricks which I am going to let you know, okay, which is what you have to use to be able to reach faster to your goals. So 5 5s are 25, 5 4 20, 21 22. Now let's try a bigger one. This seems little bigger, okay, than 225. So 46, 6, 6, 36, and 6, 4, 24, 25, 26, 27. Now this is way higher than this. Obviously our choice is 225. Now remember, we are choosing not the exact number but lesser than it, because there is no square which is equal to 225. Probable thing is to minus. We get what? We get here 0, and here we have a 30. Here nothing. Next thing, we bring down 3, 6. Alright guys. So let's fx 5 here, 5 here. Remember, you should always write it in the appropriate place, not muddle them just anywhere. Okay. Since we have utilized this little bunch and 5 happens to be the outer digit, we write over that. Okay. This is more logistic. So try and be more systematic. Alright guys. So now obvious thing is to double this. So I get a 50 here. Now 36 is very appealing to me. So I definitely would go for 6, because 6 into 6 is 6 ending, and 6 into 6 is 36, 6 and 6 0. So I write 36. So 6 here and 3 0, 3 6. Okay, and the sum ends there, and I found my square root of 6 5 5 3 6 equals to 506. This is way much better than prime factorization, as this is an easier way to reach up to the solution. Alright guys, now I will take you to a 6 digit also. Okay, so in the meantime, you try to recapitulate this, and let me bring you a new sum for, okay, trying your skills, whatever I have taught, if you are able to do. And those who are trying, okay, have you been able to reconcile with the answer? Does it come to my answer? I hope so. I can't hear you, but I assume that you people are turning out smarter. Okay. So those who have passed in their trials, okay, they can also attempt this while I'm trying to sort out at my own pace. Okay. So 3 4 6, okay, 9 2 1. So we have a 3 4 6 9 2 1. Okay. So this is already, okay, in doubles. So we need not be concerned about giving them a partner. Alright guys. So let's draw the line which is absolutely necessary for neat work. Alright. So 34, what is the probable square lesser than 34 or equal to 34? Obviously I feel 5 is there available. So 25, when we minus this, what do we get? We get a 9 here. Okay, 14 minus 5 is 9. We bring down 69. Alright guys, now you should be guiding me. Alright, so from your own space, try and say, what do I do with this? Okay, so you correct. We have to double that. What next? A line here. We think of a number, okay, which when multiplied by the very same number gives me a number, okay, either equal to 969 or lesser than this. So I feel that if I did say 109 multiplied by 9, so 999, 81 here and 981. So what about this? 8. So what do I get in this? Okay. So I get, okay, 8 8 is 4 and 6 here, and 8 ones are, okay, is 8. So this seems more, okay, acceptable. So we put 864 here. We can't go to 7 obviously because the gap would be more. When you minus this, you get 5 from here, 0 here, 1. Alright. Now, since we had put over here 8 to multiply with, we have to put there too. Let's bring down 21. Okay. So here will find its way down to be effective in solving this sum. Okay. So 58 double will be 116. Alright. So what about it? Now remember, this is end all and be all, which means a number placed here will give me this value. And whatever number I put over here must have a 1 ending. So I can shortlist, okay. If I put a 9 over here, 9 9s 81, okay, or 1 1 1. Rest of them do not give me a 1. Do they? If I'm forgetting, okay, write to me in the comment section. So when I multiply by 9, what do I get? 9 9 81, okay. So I put a 1 here, okay, 9 6 54, and then I add up and I get here, and therefore I get the entire thing, which is a happy thing that we have found, okay, something equivalent to this number. So I put a 9 over here, which means what? That square root of 346,921 is equal to 589. Okay guys, so this was a lesson, okay, and I don't think you will have any worries about square root through division method, because I've tried my best to make you understand the logistics behind this, and do try and practice more and more. And if you still have problems, do write to me in the comment section. And if you like the video, and if you want notifications for my other videos, or any suggestion for any other topic that you want me to take over, do write to me in the comment section. And if you've liked it, okay, do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you so much guys, and enjoy yourself. Bye bye.